What's up, Haunters? Today we're checking out my entire 2023 animatronic collection, so let's get started. So right here, of course, is my entire 2023 animatronic collection. I have 19 different animatronics here, which is really awesome. I also have a couple of smaller guys, which I don't include in that number, like over there, and a couple of hand guys over there. But other than that, I have 19 different major props and animatronics here that we're all going to be checking out today, starting off on this end with the Forgotten Farmer. So right here is, of course, the Forgotten Farmer. This guy I got in 2018 for the 50% off sale. When I got him, his mouth right here didn't work, and I tried to see if I could fix it, but just kind of looked like it was completely broken. Recently, last year, his audio stopped working. Now his eyes and everything aren't working as they should be too. So it really sucks that he doesn't really work that well, but one of the main things I love about this guy is just that design for his face. It looks really creepy. If his work would be so much better, but even just with it out working, it really looks like a human face. The pitchfork and everything shoved into his head is really cool too. And of course the hat and the hair and everything looks nice. The rest of it's okay. I have been experiencing some issues with the poles where they don't stay together. I've had to like glue them back and everything, so this guy definitely a very faulty prop, but still he's a really cool one, and it would be awesome if Spirit would bring back him but in a working form. So obviously for this guy, like I said, we will not be doing a demo of it, but we do have Death Row down here, which we'll be checking out next, which I can do a demo of. This guy is my oldest animatronic, but he's not my first animatronic I ever got. I got this guy actually last year at a garage sale, which was a really cool find. I paid only 50 bucks for him too. So now, of course, let's plug him in for a demo. For right now, I'm just using a 6-volt adapter. He doesn't come with one, but you can also plug in one of these if you have them. And I don't really have him anchored down. I'm supposed to anchor him down to a chair, but for right now in the box, so this will be good. But here we go. Yeah, so there he is, really insane animatronic. So he was like going all over the place, which is really crazy. He has some violent motion, and yeah, just everything about this guy is so cool, especially that face that lights up and everything. But moving on from the oldest animatronic in my collection to the newest, we got Little Jack Carver. This guy I picked up a week ago, and he is really awesome. Like, just look at some of the detail on his pumpkin up here. All the little like bumps and imperfections really makes it look nice. I don't know why there's like screws up here, but when you look back, it's not too noticeable. And then his face down here. He's supposed to be like this little zombie farm boy, and they definitely did a great job on his face. And then his clothing too, I think they also chose a good design for. It looks like farmy and more old style, which is pretty nice and definitely goes with the look of it. And now as he resets, you can see how his pumpkin lights up like that even when he's turned off, which is really cool. But now let's see him pop up. So that's Little Jack Carver. If you want to get a new prop this year, this is one I would definitely recommend getting. He's pretty cool and also bigger than I thought. Like, he has a pretty small box, but he is pretty big. Like, his feet are touching the ground there, and then all the way up to the top here. It's about a good like 4 feet tall maybe, but definitely a cool prop. And now let's look behind him at Bog Zombie, which was my new guy I got last year for 2022, and this guy is a really cool zombie prop. They definitely didn't do anything wrong with the detail on this guy. It all looks really, really awesome. They did a really amazing job. Like, just look at these hands right here. The moss just stuck on there, and then all the little details of his hands, like all the dead skin you can kind of see on there, and his bones. His face too. Look how awesome this is. All the moss just stuck on up there, and the little scratches. Now his like nose is missing, his lips and everything. Really makes him look like a creepy zombie. And since this guy is supposed to have just came out of a swamp, he of course has all this creepy stuff hanging down from him as if he were to have just walked out, which is really cool. He also has this bone down here which is exposed, which I think was a cool detail. It has moss on there too. And this guy, of course, has mouth movement, and he has this motion where he kind of spins around a bit. So let's check out a demo of him. But now moving on from him, we'll look at the Jumpin' Spider right here, which this was my first animatronic. I have a 2015 Jumpin' Spider, which if it's true, this guy was made in the year before the quality of the Jumpin' Spider started going down. So that's probably the reason why this guy's lasted 8 years and still works as good as new. But let's check him out because he is so cool still after 8 years. So there is the Jumpin' Spider, which is really cool. This guy would definitely say is a good starter prop if you're just getting into collecting because it's really cheap to get and is definitely a really effective jump scare. I like the black on him. It's like all fuzzy and stuff. And then these just little white details on it really add to the spider. One thing I do dislike is the spider web, which gets so much stuff caught in it. But you can easily just buy some more spider web from the dollar store and kind of like change it out if you want. So it's not too big of a deal, but that's that. But now we check that guy out. Let's check out the first clown prop in today's video, Peekaboo Clown. Peekaboo right here I got back in 2020 and he was my second clown prop I got. This guy is definitely a really cool concept. I love how his eyes in there, they have the LCD eyes and it makes like this spiral thing. Which LCD eyes are okay. I don't think they need to use them on like every prop. But definitely for this guy, to have that swirl effect, it's really creepy and one of the best uses I've seen for them. And his clothing and everything is pretty good too. I love all the little orange details. Looks really nice and Halloween-y. This blue hair is just pretty iconic for this guy. But yeah, let's check out a demo of him.
Where'd everyone go? I can't see. I can't see. Because I had my eyes closed. Blah! But I'll keep them open to see where you run away to. You can run, but you can't hide.
So there was the demo of him. He definitely is a great clown and really fits well into my haunt house. Now let's move on down here to this pumpkin I got from Costco. He's just a prop, he doesn't move or anything, but he is still pretty cool and really big. You can see right here his face has that nice spooky classic pumpkin-y look. And then all just the little details on it just makes it look like a pumpkin. And I think just the way they made it, it does look pretty realistic. It lights up inside and does make noise, which I'll show you in a second. It does have a little thing on the back right here. You can see it has a speaker, volume control and everything. But definitely a cool pumpkin. I paid $50 for him originally, I believe. Of course, this exact pumpkin they don't sell anymore at Costco. But if you are interested in getting it, I have seen it popping up at HomeSense and Home Goods. So you might be able to find it there for around $50 or so. But let's check them out. So this guy, I'm not sure the exact year he came out. I do want to say it was around 2017, but he's definitely a cool prop. I'm so glad I have him in my collection. So now right here, we've got Hugz the Clown, which is one of my all-time favorite clowns from Spear. The free hug sign, really iconic. And then just his face and everything is pretty cool. The purple hair and everything. When you see purple hair, you immediately think of Hugz the Clown. His face line is pretty cool, like all little wrinkles, and his eyes look pretty cool, and his mouth. It all looks really nice. His hands are also pretty cool, and his clothing and everything. Overall, a pretty cool animatronic. But now let's check out a demo of this guy to see what he's all about.
Step right up, yes. You'll do nice, very tasty, healthy. Wow, you're a backward.
So there was the demo of this guy, which this guy, I'm in love with his motion. It is just so creepy. I love how he's trying to hug you and grab you. It is really creepy and definitely scares a lot of people. But yeah, overall, he's a pretty good clown. The purple and everything looks really nice. But now let's move on over here to the Pumpkin Twins. So these Pumpkin Twin animatronics right here, something that lots of people watching this probably don't have, because these were Canada exclusives. I know there was a different version they had in the US, but this exact version was a Canada exclusive at Home Depot. But these two look really awesome together. I just count them as one prop, but if I come separately, I'll have like 20 props in my collection. They are really cool how they kind of interact with each other, and they're not really one of those ones that's like a jump scare. It's just kind of like one of those more creepy ones, but still, they're really cool. I love the face design for them. They do look a little awkward with like the skinny pumpkin head, but I don't understand they're making it look more like a face. Their clothing and everything does look pretty cool too. It goes well with my pumpkin patch / like farm type of theme. But let's get down with them because their audio and everything is pretty cool.
Summer's gone and autumn's here. Believe in farming, don't shed a tear. I might be ugly, but have no fear. Halloween, creepy closer, give a cheer.
So there was a demo of them. Their audio, I don't know what is about it, but it's one of my favorite audios for any animatronics. There's one thing I do have to complain about them. I wish they both had two separate speakers, because when she's talking, it comes out of here, so it kind of sounds weird if you have them like farther apart. But overall, it's a really great prop, and I'm so glad to have these two in my collection. But now moving on from the twins and going up over here to Henry Hustle, which I have in this like little box over here. And he is a really cool one, so let's check him out. So this guy right here comes from 2021 and is a really awesome prop. You can see his one head up there, which is the head you see before he pops up. And it looks really creepy. It looks more like a classic clown, which I love the look of it. No eyes in there and everything. It looks really awesome. And then if we look to the side, you can actually see his face like painted white. It goes to more like a beige color there, which gives it a more human look and feel, which I definitely love that they decided to add that little detail. Then they have his spooky face, which is pretty spooky when it pops up. It definitely really surprises you because his motion is also pretty fast. Also like that movement with his arms where it kind of reveals a card. I do have to adjust it a bit so it's more covering it. But it's really awesome how he does that, and I like how they all say Joker on them. And then his costume and everything is pretty cool. It's related to cards with like the spades and the hearts and the black and red look. It all looks really nice. But now let's see a demo of this guy because he is so cool in action.
Time for a trick. Remember this card. It'll be the last thing you'll ever see.
Yeah, so there he is. Also really great audio for this guy. He's definitely a really spooky one of my favorites that I was able to get that year. Now moving on to the Forgotten Toys right over here, which are really awesome. They're one of my only props I have from Party City, which is really cool. But yeah, let's check these ones out. So first, when you look at this, you'll notice it's a toy box, which the design does look nice. I do dislike how it's like this fabric piece. I think it would have worked better if they had just like hard plastic pieces they kind of placed on each side. But still, it looks all right. I like the design. It looks really creepy. There's like all these different like little marks in the design, which looks nice. And opening this up, take a quick little look at the different toys in here because it's actually a toy box of stuff in here. We got the little bear guy, this creepy doll, and this creepy clown, which all look creepy in there. I like when they come out. This one is a jump scare. It would look cool if they all just like popped up, but still, it's a cool prop, and they are selling a new version of this at Lowe's this year, and they've also made a Christmas version of this prop before. All right, so here we go. So yeah, there was a demo of it. One thing I did forget to mention was about the lights in it. I like how they light it up. Really makes it look good in the darkness of the haunted house. So that's really cool. But now let's move on to another one of my newest animatronics, Dolly, which a bunch of people say it's overrated, and there's a bunch of people that just love it and are buying it this year. But it's a pretty cool prop, so let's check it out. So this prop right here I got over a month ago at my first time I was in Spirit Halloween this year. And yeah, just look at that face on it. That looks so creepy. It's like a creepy doll and everything, which I really love. And then the hair and everything looks nice. Its clothing's more just plain, but for the prop, this plain clothing does look nice. I do like how they at least added like different details, make it like look more dirty and worn or whatever. So that's pretty cool. We've also got some arms right on here, which are nice. They have this kind of like wood looking design. There's some right here too. And overall, definitely a really cool animatronic. So let's see a demo of it. So there it is, really awesome animatronic, and I think Techie definitely did a lot of more innovative things on this. They gave it like this little wire clip, so all the wires clip together to the pole so they don't get like all tangled up or anything, and they're all easy to find. And it does also have this little pin pusher, so you put it against the bar and it pushes the pin in for you, so you don't have to try and like shove it in when disassembling it. And the mech and everything designed for this is really good. I think Techie is definitely doing great stuff. But now moving on from this to one of my older animatronics. This is one of the original Sin Scarecrows from 2016, which this guy has not really changed at all, except the price, of course, which is now $100 USD instead of the 180, 170. So definitely a great deal. But even his original price is a pretty good deal for this guy. I love him with this candy bowl right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the candy bowl this year in my haunt. I might just have him as a prop on a step pad where you just step on it, his head pops up. Still design on that, but overall it looks pretty cool. I do like the face design. It's alright. I do like the scary Sin Scarecrow more, but for this guy is, for how cheap he is really cool. Love the little straw details on him and everything too. He's definitely a great jump scare. But yeah, let's see a demo of him. So all we have to activate and just reach in his candy bowl. And there he goes. So that there is the sit-in Scarecrow. Really awesome prop. They definitely didn't put too much detail into him, but just like every Techie prop, they definitely make a lot of good stuff. And this guy has become really iconic, which is really awesome. And he's still definitely one of my favorite props I have. Back here, I'll check out the Roam Bear and then the Reaper. But this guy right here, sadly, doesn't really roam around anymore, which I am really confused by with this guy. Because you see, he has like these wheels on the bottom, which spin around and move and everything. But the thing I'm confused about is the wheels all work and everything, but then when I put him on the ground, they just don't seem to make him roam around. So I don't really know what's the deal with this guy. I took a look at everything, but nothing's broken with it. It just won't roam around. So I'm really confused what's up with this guy. So first guy, I just gotta turn him on and he should go right away.
Why did all the boys and girls run away? Well, I love a good chase. Come here. I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want a hug. Boogie, 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 boogie.
So yeah, there was his audio, which for me is another one of my favorite animatronic audios. I feel like they should reuse it for another prop in the future. Overall, this guy looks so creepy too. I was so obsessed with this guy back in the day that I even dressed up as him one year for Halloween, which was pretty cool. The face looks pretty cool, like all the little button eyes and everything, and the teeth, which all have blood splattered on them. And the claws and the clothing and everything does look pretty cool too, and it's definitely a really cool look. I am really disappointed with that wheel thing on the bottom because I don't know what's wrong with it. It was working perfectly fine up until last year, but I don't know, the wheels still work and everything. So comment down below if you know what's the problem with this guy. But now moving on from him to my Reaper right up here from Lowe's. This guy doesn't do too much. He just moves his mouth. But he was only $100, so it was a really good deal. I'm not fully sure on the company, but when I did live stream the other day, someone said it could be Pan Asian Creations. So we're just going to say it's a Pan Asian Creations prop. Got this guy in 2017. And yeah, just the regular skull face on 2 specials. Clothing just has creepy cloth and everything. Just some like hands right there and his lantern which is kind of falling apart. So pretty basic Reaper, nothing too crazy. But he's still a cool prop, so let's see a demo of him. So for right now, I just have him on try me mode, so it will be a shorter demo. But let's check him out. Yeah, so there he is. Pretty short demo when he's on try mode, but if he wasn't, he'd have like double the amount of audio he just had. But overall, he's a cool Reaper. Looks good in the graveyard. Nothing special about him, but I'm still really glad to have him because he's a cool prop. And now we've got Mr. Dark, which I leave in the up position, of course, not where out the springs. But right here, you're going to see how big he is. He's close to my roof. My roof's like 11 foot up there in my garage here. But he pops up to a little over 9 foot. He is really, really creepy. Look at that face up there. It looks really awesome with the teeth and everything. His hands are all good. The clothing, it's all right. It's just black cloth material. There's nothing special about it. But for what he is, he's a great jump scare and definitely a high quality animatronic. But this guy and Hellspawn and Emmeline are all really great props for your haunted house because they're all like really high quality, more scary animatronics. But let's get right into a demo of this guy now. So there he is. He is one creepy animatronic and definitely looks like he's gonna kill you when he jumps out at you. But yeah, he's definitely really cool. And for his original retail of $250 and now he's retailing for $280, it's not too bad of a deal for him. But now moving on from him to one of my favorite spirit props of all time. Right here, we've got the Hauntress from 2020. So the Hauntress right here is really awesome. It's made by Crazy Creative, I believe. And just look at the face right there. It looks really cool. The eyes and everything, the mouth, all the detail. They definitely did really good on it. I like how it's kind of like latex material on top of a head, so that's pretty cool. Its clothing's also pretty cool. Like, it's just kind of like this creepy cloth, but it does look really nice. Then her hands and everything look cool too. And I also just love the price on this prop. $130 originally. This is really cool. I'm surprised they didn't bring it back on a deal like the Scarecrow because this one I feel like was one that sold really well for Spirit, but I guess maybe I'm wrong. But it is definitely really cool, and I'm sad they don't have it in store anymore, but this one is so spooky just hiding around a corner. But now, let's see a demo of it. So here is the demo of the Hauntress. So definitely has a very short demo that's like under 15 seconds. But still, this prop is really cool. Its audio's great and everything. Its motion is really spooky and surprised everyone. And this thing originally retailed for such a good deal. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite props in my haunt house. Now let's move on over here to Rusty, where this guy sadly is broken. I don't know if I've really talked about this much, but when we were putting this guy away, my dad was trying to shove him in the box because he wouldn't fit. And of course his arm snaps, so that's why I can see his arms just all wobbly like this, and his other arm's down here. And now also his motor is just completely broken, and there's a big dent in the back of his head. So it does really suck with what happened with this guy. I'll still figure out some way to use them as static. I don't really know how I'll fix the arms. They just go inside here so weirdly, and it's kind of hard to put them back in. But I'll figure out something to do with this guy, at least, just have him as a static. But definitely really sucks, because this guy's one of my favorites. But yeah, still looks cool, and he'll be an alright static in my haunt. But now, just because we're not going to be doing a demo of him, let's move on to the last prop we look at today. This right here is Twisted Jack. This guy comes from Party City from 2020, I believe. There's something about him is his arm is broken. I think it was this arm, or one of his arms. It is a pretty easy fix, like I can easily access it and get it all fixed up. But this guy is the animatronic version of the prop. You know, the Home Depot one kind of has an arm that moves. The Party City one is just stacked, but I do love the face. It lights up with flame, and he has some pretty cool audio, which you'll see in the demo. He also has this like rib cage right here and all the creepy cloth and everything. He definitely looks good out in my yard and everything. So how about we see a demo of him? So there that guy is. I wouldn't have picked this guy up for original retail. I got him on 50% off. But if I was able to find him then, I probably wouldn't have had this guy in my collection. So it's definitely cool that I was able to find him then. But with all of that said, that is going to finish it for today's animatronic collection tour. This is my first time doing one of these videos ever since I started out my YouTube channel back in 2020. I haven't done a video like this the past couple years, surprisingly. So it's definitely really fun to show you what I've been able to buy over the past 8 years of collecting animatronics. And I can't wait to start building my haunt house in here in just a couple of weeks. I will have a bunch of videos coming out related to haunted house coming soon, like how to make your own haunted house with some tips and tricks, and a bunch of haunt build videos and some tour stuff, which will be really awesome. But yeah, make sure you join the Discord, which I have linked down below, and subscribe to my other channels if you're into collections or amusement parks. And also subscribe to this channel if you're a fan of Halloween, because I'm posting daily videos all the way until New Year's. So that's it. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.